In God we trust. It's a phrase you see every day, printed on every piece of U.S. currency, yet its origins and significance are often overlooked. In God, we trust, four simple words that have sparked debate, inspired unity, and woven themselves into the fabric of American history. As usual, a like and subscription to your channel will help the channel grow. Don't hesitate to take a few seconds to support the creators of this video. We'll get to the main content now. Anyone who has ever held a U.S. dollar bill can easily see this motto. But why does a secular state like the United States use such a religious phrase as its national motto? The phrase, "In God We Trust," originates from the poem, The Star-Spangled Banner, written by lawyer Francis Scott Key during the War of 1812 between the United States and Britain. The poem was set to music by composer John Stafford Smith and officially became the national anthem of the United States in 1931. A congressional act in 1864 allowed this phrase to be inscribed on the 2-cent coin after numerous suggestions from the public. The leader of this effort was Reverend M. Watkinson of Pennsylvania. According to the U.S. Department of the Treasury, Reverend Watkinson argued that as the Civil War intensified, many people in the North felt a need for spiritual encouragement to continue fighting. Their faith, Watkinson claimed, was in God. Many Americans believed that God had protected the country since its founding, allowing the United States to survive numerous intense conflicts. The poem, The Star-Spangled Banner, held special inspiration for the Northern populace because it was written after Key witnessed Fort McHenry in Baltimore, Maryland, withstanding a fierce British attack on the night of June 18, 1812. Key completed the poem in 1814, writing, "Blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause it is just, and this be our motto, in God is our trust." Reverend Watkinson noted that the faith of soldiers in the War of 1812 was akin to the faith of the Northern soldiers during the Civil War, believing that God was on their side, just as he had been on the side of their ancestors in previous wars. In March 1865, as the Civil War was nearing its end, the U.S. Congress passed another act allowing this motto to be inscribed on all coins. From 1866 onwards, the motto began to appear on U.S. coins. In the 1950s, during the height of the Cold War, anti-communist sentiment was strong in the United States. Some citizens believed that reaffirming religious faith was crucial to emphasize that the United States was a nation of faith, in contrast to the atheistic ideology of communists. At this point, God was understood as a generic term for the supreme being across various religions. Therefore, on July 11, 1955, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the H.R. 619 bill into law, mandating that all U.S. currency bear the motto, "In God We Trust," starting from 1957. On July 30, 1956, President Eisenhower signed another law, P.L. 84140, officially adopting "In God We Trust" as the national motto of the United States. Is it unconstitutional? From the very beginning, "In God We Trust" has faced opposition. Secularists argue that it violates the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which prohibits Congress from making laws respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Supporters of this view often cite Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers, who advocated for a clear separation between church and state. In a letter to the Danbury Baptist Association in 1802, Jefferson explained his support for this separation. "I contemplate with sovereign reverence that act of the whole American people which declared that their legislature should make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, thus building a wall of separation between church and state." According to Professor Jesse H. Chopra of Berkeley Law School, The First Amendment is often interpreted to mean that the U.S. cannot establish a national religion and must not use federal funds to support any religion. In 1971, the Supreme Court in Lemon v. Kurtzman established a three-part test to determine if a government action or law violates the First Amendment. The government's action must have a secular purpose. The primary effect of the action must neither advance nor inhibit religion. The action must not result in excessive government entanglement with religion. Opponents argue that the purpose of enacting "In God We Trust" as the national motto was inherently religious, thus lacking a secular purpose and being unconstitutional. However, U.S. courts have consistently rejected this argument. In 61 years since "In God We Trust" became the national motto, numerous lawsuits have challenged it. The most recent was in 2016, when atheist lawyer Michael Newdow filed a lawsuit arguing that the motto was unconstitutional. Despite these efforts, the courts have maintained their support for the motto. According to the judges, "In God We Trust" is not seen as a religious statement in the U.S., therefore, does not violate the First Amendment. The Supreme Court has consistently refused to hear cases challenging the motto, leaving the 1970 decision in Orono v. United States by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals as the highest authority on this legal issue. The court ruled that the motto has nothing whatsoever to do with the establishment of religion. Furthermore, Justice William J. Brennan Jr.B. in Lynch v. Donnelly 1984 explained that phrases like "In God We Trust" and "Under God" have lost their religious significance due to rote repetition, making them more a part of civil religion rather than an endorsement of a particular faith. The judge's stance reflects the majority of the American populace. To this day, Americans support "In God We Trust," as evidenced by numerous congressional reaffirmations of the motto, the most recent being in 2011. Why do Americans hold this view? Beyond the familiarity pointed out by the judges, most supporters or non-opponents cite the historical and contextual origins of the motto in the United States, rather than their religious devotion. Over time, the lyrics of the national anthem have become a secular part of the country's history, with no religious intent. Moreover, the motto's origins during the Civil War reinforce Americans' belief in the unity of their country and the justification to protect their nation and the values passed down from their ancestors. Thus, we can understand why most Americans do not see themselves endorsing a national religion by adopting a line from Francis Scott Key's poem as their national motto. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this topic in the comments section. Goodbye and see you in the next videos. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and have a fantastic day.